Alright, so we are taking the Spitfire for a drive, so let's get moving. Keep in the neighborhood at first. As you saw in the first clip, the Spitfire is not happy. Now, I haven't touched the Spitfire in several months now, since ever that last video I made in December. And I really didn't expect anything to be off with it. But it was not happy at all. I gotta get used to driving this. Every time it's just so weird. But what I ended up doing in the second clip to make it run better, I think the choke is affecting how the car is running. I don't know if it's messed up, like the linkage isn't right or something, but when I adjust the choke, like just touching it, it throws off the idle of the car. And even right now, I'm not so sure that it's running so good. We're idling at 1500 now, which is not quite where I set it at. This is really a perfect car for just driving around in town, and I would like to start doing that more. Or at the very least, get some sense of confidence in this car and make sure that it is reliable. As I mentioned, I'm probably going to sell this soon. I'm going to sell it at some point, I just don't know how soon. And I want to make sure it is good to go and reliable. We do have good power. It's just, I don't know, something about the idle just does not feel right. But it is rattly. Normally I drive with the top down, window up. Windows down as well, so that might play an effect in it. Okay, now we're idling back at the 900 where I set it at. Yeah, I don't know, it just keeps hunting for that idle. I still have half a tank of gas in here, so I got plenty to mess around with. Just idling away, like once it finds its idle, it's fine. So let me stop, let me go into first. watch our RPM. Right now it says we're at 1,000. This gauge is slightly high, but let's base it off of this. So now if I give it a rev in neutral, we went same spot, maybe a little lower. A rev a little higher, same spot, which is what we want. And now that's a little lower. And now, see how we just went a little low and then we pop back up? Now, this is that Weber 38 carb. Webers are known for doing that kind of hunt thing where it will raise up and then kind of stick and stay at this idle. Right now it's above 1,000, which I set the idle at about 900, maybe 1,000. Something right just under that 10 line. And as you see, it kind of wanders. I've read that that's a Weber thing, but there's also a way to go about fixing that I just don't know. Right now we're at 12. So it is very strange to me how this is a Spanish car. Well, it would be, but I have the Chinese version of it. But yeah. But in terms of driving, you know, it drives fine once you're past the idle mark. But once you're coming down to your RPMs are about that 10,000, 1,200 range, that's when things might be getting a little rough because of whatever this hunt thing that it's doing, where it's switching up what kind of idle it wants to idle at. See, now we're back at 10. And I've verified it's not the distributor changing timing anymore. You know, it was, but it's fixed now with the new distributor, which is, I believe that was the last video we did. Other than that, you know, we're staying cool. We still have gas, which is cool for me. So, yeah. As I mentioned, I did disconnect the wire on the electric choke. So, starting this in the morning is probably going to be rough. But, that first clip, actually, the choke wire was off. And it was running, it was okay-ish. Yeah. But, I'm just going to have to keep my foot on it to warm it up. I'll keep my foot on it as a choke. But also, the Weber, just the way the choke works on a Weber is a lot different than an American carb like the Quadrajet on the truck. I don't know. I'm just still learning, but I'm trying my best. And so far, we just took this out on a 25-minute drive and had pretty much no issues. It's rattling a ton, a whole lot more than I remember, but there's also a ton in the trunk right now. So maybe that's that. Who knows? Wish it wasn't so cold so I could put the top down and hear it a little bit better, but it is what it is. Thanks for watching. We'll do another part. We'll drive this a lot more, and then we'll do another part where we'll actually take this on a pretty decent trip, and just to verify everything's good. You know, assuming part 2 goes well. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.